afternoon, Bradenton Kiwanis. Thanks so much for coming today. I'd like to call up Ed Cleveland to come do our invocation.
Thanks. Let's all pray together. Father, we thank you for the many things that are around us. We thank you, Father, for the beautiful weather that we have and for this club that can serve the citizens and the children in this community so well because of your blessings. And among those things, we're thankful, Father, for the Habitat for Humanity that's here to speak with us today and the things that they do for the community, helping people that deserve and desire and are really ready to have a home. Father, thank you for what they do. We pray, Father, your blessing upon them as they speak to us today, that we'll gather something from all that information. And now, Father, for the food that you've before us, we thank you for that. And we pray that you'll bless it to our good and us your service. And in Christ's name we'll ask it. Amen.
Thanks, Ed. Join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, guys. We don't have any other music today, so we're going to go a cappella. So, ready? 1, 2, 3. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. All right, give yourself a hand. That was really pretty. Good job, guys. Good job. All right, we're going to have to take your seats. We're going to let you enjoy your fellowship. We'll get the program started soon. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'd like to call Danny Alfonso up to give a brief update.
Thank you all for allowing me to come today, give a quick report on this year's fair. While the weather was forecast was 70 to 80% chance of rain every day, I want to thank everybody that did come out and prove the weathermen wrong. It literally only rained for 20 minutes while our gates were open. And then during the fair, it was a great time. And everybody that came had a really great time. With that said, we had an attendance of 110,000 happy guests this year. And our fair mission statement is to promote agriculture, and our exhibitors did a great job again this year. I'm just going to give some quick numbers. We had 69 steers that made the fair. For those kids, those exhibitors, the sale was a very, very successful sale this year. The total sale amount for just the steers was $363,246. Average weight of the sale was 1,216 pounds, and the average that each child got was $4.30 a pound, it's a little bit down from last year, but that's still good money for those kids that have worked hard all year to raise their animals. On the swine, we had 184 swine to sell. That was 349,000. The average weight was 260 pounds, and the average price per pound was $7.33. So those kids did very, very well. That gives them a start, and all of y'all in here, that's what we're here for, is to promote agriculture and to help kids, and that's what this does. A lot of these kids start their college funds with their seed money from the animals that were raised at the fair. We had 101 entries for plants. That sale was $24,000. And the poster competition, we had $675 in premiums paid there. So that's a real quick update on the fair. But I wanted to come today. Andy gave me the opportunity to come today, and I want to say thank you to Kiwanis for what y'all did for us this year. Between Kiwanis and the Key Clubs, y'all handled all three of our gates, four of our gates plus our parking area. We did make a contribution to Ken Christie. Where you at? Ken, we presented Ken with a check for $10,000 to Kiwanis, so y'all can continue the things, and Ken can give an update on that. But the main reason I wanted to come out was to thank, I'd like to actually call Ken up here, Jay Ellis, and Miss Lisa Tong. Is Lisa here today? Okay. Come on up. I got a squirrel in here. You're so funny. So I wanted to present them with sponsor hats because they went above and beyond. They were there every day of the fair. They headed up all of the different volunteer hours. So
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you. It was team. It was all a team effort. It was.
and I want to apologize to Ken in public. I lied to him today. I called him and said I needed to take him to lunch today, and it had to be today. And he said, "Oh, I can't. I'm going to be at Kiwanis luncheon." So I wanted to make sure he was here so I could get these to him.
All right.
But thank y'all for your help with the fair this year. It was a great success.
Thanks, Danny. All right, at this point, we're going to go a little bit out of order, so I'm going to call Don Stanhope up to introduce our Youth of the Year.
Well, I didn't bring any squirrels with me today, so I wasn't prepared, but I have the distinct pleasure of introducing you to Gracie J.C., who is our Boys and Girls Clubs of Manatee County Youth of the Year for 2024. Gracie attends Palmetto Club, and she's a junior at Palmetto High School. She aspires to attend FAMU or FSU and become a radiologist. She hasn't been a club member for very long, but she definitely makes an impact through her quiet leadership, especially about causes that are important to her. She's kind, she's gracious, and she leads with love. Girl after my own heart. Gracie will be competing against other Boys and Girls Clubs across the state next month at a competition in Jacksonville. From there, the winners go on to a regional and then a national competition where they're awarded multiple scholarships. We know that Gracie will represent Manatee County very well, and we would like to ask you for a warm Kiwanis welcome. Come on, Gracie.
Hi. Oh, hi. Thank you for having me. I have a voice, but it's because of the Boys and Girls Club that I know how to use it. I was always the type to write off opportunities and tell myself they weren't for me. The type to close the doors of my dreams before I could even see them clearly. Today, I'm here opening those doors because of the Boys and Girls Club. I used to be too scared to seek leadership positions, too scared to speak up, to advocate, or to ask for help. I remember feeling hopeless as I'd watch my mom collapse time and time again because she was too sick to move. Nobody should ever feel powerless, hopeless, voiceless, or alone. I remember feeling invisible, as if nothing I did or said mattered. I remember watching these opportunities pass me by because I didn't feel good or smart enough for them. Through the Boys and Girls Club, I learned that my voice isn't just heard when I speak, but it's heard through service to my community. My mentors, Mr. John, Miss Isabel, Miss Benson, and so many more have all encouraged me to make my voice heard through my actions. They assure me that what I do and say matter, whether it be a road cleanup, a service project, a conversation, or a speech. Service not only makes our voices heard, but it forces us to listen to the needs of our community and take action. My mentors inspired me to start my own service project to serve the underserved. My voice is also heard through art. At the club, the teens made posters, vision boards, paintings, murals, and so many other things, and I was able to envision what I want for my life and my future without limitation. I now know that I'm not bound to where I come from or where my family comes from, what I look like, or any other expectations. The club showed me that my experiences can be harnessed into passion. My experiences with my mom motivate me to explore medicine. The career launch in virtual reality at Boys and Girls Club helped me discover my interest in radiology. In medicine, my voice can be heard professionally to advocate for the little things that can't always be seen and support those that can't support themselves. Medicine and art are the same thing. It's through both of these things that people are motivated, inspired, healed, strengthened in how they fight. Through all of these opportunities, I know that my future is bright, and so are the futures of the youth here. Too many youth are told that their futures are limited, and too many believe it. Everyone deserves a voice, deserves to be here, and deserves a future. I want everyone to know that they matter and that they are important. I want Boys and Girls Club to become a safe space for everyone, especially those who feel invisible. I want the youth to become a voice for their community and say with pride that they are important. Boys and Girls Club gave me a world of possibility that I was too scared to reach for on my own. Now I can stand in a room full of people and talk about the community that brought me here. And I can't say thank you enough to the Palmetto Boys and Girls Club.
Thanks so much, Gracie. Now I'd like to call up John to come introduce our guests.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. When I call your name, please stand up. We'll give you a nice round of applause. So we start with Tom Fox from Kalamazoo. We have Nicholas Irving. Lori Berendt, guest of Mike Bear. Tonique Benson with our Youth of the Year. Danny Alfonso. And we have a whole bunch of guests of Emily from Habitat for Humanity. So we'll have you guys all stand up. We got Karen, Micah, Kavicha, Sarah, and Leona. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, John. Let's call Mike Bear up for a community service update.
Thank you, Andy. This will be very brief. Thank you all for coming out this past Saturday. We were able to complete everything that we came for on the 50,000 meals for Kids Against Hunger. So congratulations. Those of you that came out to Kendrick Auditorium, thanks. It was it's always a fun time, you know, kind of table against table, but we did a fantastic job. So again, thank you. Shall we go right into the program? Yep. All right. Without any further ado, I'm going to jump back over there. We don't have Mac today, so I'm going to see how I do with the slide presentation, okay? Bernie's looking at me like, Mike, it's better not get screwed up. Anyway, I'd like to introduce Bernie Quinn, who's the CEO of our local Habitat for Humanity. And as you all know, we've done, I think in Judge Gilbert Smith's term, we had a nice house that we built over there for a great family. And we're looking to continue to partner with Habitat for many years to come. Bernie, if you'd come on up.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here today to give you an update on what's happening with us at Habitat for Humanity. I'm going to give Mike a few seconds to get our slide up, and Gracie is a tough act to follow. So yes, well done. And so it really is a privilege to be here and to share with you. Thank you so much for all of the good work that this organization has done over all the years in our community. You've helped many families, and you've particularly helped Habitat for Humanity in great ways over the years. And I'm hopeful that after today's update that many of you will be encouraged to continue, as Mike said, to help us and to get involved as we're trying to increase our capacity to meet the great demand and need in our community for affordable housing. So I'd like to just recognize our table, my staff, not all of them, of course, but many of our staff are here today. What a great group we have, and I'm so proud of all of you for the work you're doing. We have the best staff in all of Manatee County. I'm convinced of that. And so someone's calling in for help right now, so we're gonna. So thank you for my staff being here. If you don't know, Habitat for Humanity it's an international affordable housing home builder. That's primarily what Habitat for Humanity does. They also do critical home repairs. They do other things throughout the world, but their main purpose and their main focus is to build safe, decent, affordable housing for homeowners, for families that could have no real other way to own their own house. That's what Habitat for Humanity does. It was started in the 1970s by a man named Millard Fuller. Some people think Jimmy Carter started Habitat for Humanity, but he did not. He was just a very good supporter of Habitat over all these years. And it's taken off and expanded across the globe, across the world. So we are the Manatee County's Habitat for Humanity's affiliate. That's what we are called. So we work right here in Manatee County. And since 1994, we've built about 150 homes in our county for families, and done many repairs on houses throughout the years, what we call critical home repairs. And we are building homes for low-income families, low-income homeowners. That means that they have to be in the income range of 50 to 80% of the area's median income. So that's how we determine that they qualify for being a low-income housing available for our housing. Let's see if this will change. There we go. This is our mission statement: seeking to put God's love into action. We bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope. That's our mission statement. And our vision statement is that everyone would have a decent place to live. So we're unique in the home builder category because we do something called partnership housing. So we use the homeowners actually partner with us. We use volunteers to build the houses. The homeowners partner with us to build the houses. They put 300 hours of their own work into their own home, working alongside of us. And they ultimately will receive a 0% 30-year mortgage for that house. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But before I do get into what and how we do what we do, I want to share with you the why of what we do, okay? This is Stephanie. And Stephanie is one of our homeowners that recently came into our program. And Stephanie, these are her children. And she came to our program seeking her own home, her own affordable housing. She had a tragedy in her life. Her husband, in his 30s, died tragically and left her with the children to care for on her own. And they were living in what most of us in this room would likely have called substandard housing, and not a great place to try to raise children. And she didn't make enough money to qualify for a traditional mortgage, and she wanted something better for her children. So she came to us seeking help and wondering how can I buy a Habitat for Humanity house?
And so she is one of our partners. She's one of our homeowners, and she's been working very hard to earn her own home, buy her own home from us, and to move her children from that environment into their own house that they own. And I can tell you that it's making a tremendous difference in their lives, and it helps this family to rise out of long-term poverty. Because one of the results of our work that we're seeing throughout the years is families coming in, make their last mortgage payment early, and be able to say, because of this affordable house, I was able to help my children go to college, and we were able to better ourselves long term. So it does more than just provide affordable housing in the short term. Our program also is allowing families the opportunity to rise out of long-term poverty, because home affordability in our county is at a crisis. It has been for a while, and most of you have been paying attention to this, so this isn't really a news to you. But the recently updated numbers from the Realtors Association in our area still has the medium price house in Manatee County hovering around $525,000 for the medium priced house. Now, if you were to come with a 5% down payment, you would have to come save up $26,250 for your down payment. Now, for a low-income family, that's more than half of their income, all right? So the likelihood that they could be able to come up with that kind of a down payment over the course of a few years is really difficult, if not impossible. And if you were to purchase this house today in our county with the normal tax rate that you applied to this, and homeowners insurance costs put into it, and your principal, your taxes, your interest all combined, your house payment would be, at today's interest rates, $4,000, well, $4,002 exactly a month for a 30-year mortgage. Most financial consultants will tell you that to have affordable housing, your housing expenses should not exceed your income by more than 30%. So if you take those factors into consideration, you'll see that if Stephanie were to buy a home today that I just showed you in our county, the medium price home, not only would she have to get this down payment, but she would need to make $160,000 a year to have that house be affordable. So that's the dilemma that literally thousands of families in our community are faced with, and Stephanie was one of them. So how is it even possible for them to have their own home? Well, this is what we're working on. This is what our mission is. So right now we're building 3-bedroom, 2-bath, brand new houses, and the average sale price of those homes are at $275,000. And our homeowners are only required a $2,000 down payment. That's all they have to come up with. Their 30-year payments with a 0% mortgage, with just their taxes and their homeowners insurance, their payments right now are right around $950 a month for a 30-year mortgage, 0% mortgage that we give them. That means that if we keep them, which we do, they have to stay within the 30% of their income for the affordable housing rate. That means that Stephanie only needed to make roughly between $40,000 to $60,000 a year in order to afford this house. She could not qualify traditional lending with this kind of income, and she certainly could not find a brand new house in our community that's built very well for that kind of price. So that's what we're up against, and that's what we're trying to do in our community and for these families. We have some requirements that homeowners need to meet. The first one is they must demonstrate a need. Their income must, as I said, be between 50% and 80% of the area's median income. That roughly for a family of 4 translates to about $45,000 to about $73,000 a year is what the income range for a family of 4 is, okay? So they also must be unable to qualify for a traditional mortgage. So they have gone to a bank, they have gone to a credit union, they have gone to lenders, they've tried their hardest to get a loan, and they've been turned down, turned away, they don't qualify, and they must also live in unsustainable housing. The unsustainable housing part is one of the kind of heartbreaking pieces to the work that we do, because many children in our community are raised in apartments or mobile homes that are rented and they have not been kept up very well over the years. And so there's insects, there's mold, there's crime, and they're living in really, quite frankly, poor conditions. And so they have to be living in unsustainable, what we would call unsustainable, housing. The second way that we qualify homeowners is that they must have the ability to repay. So all of our homeowners must have 2 years of steady income. They have to have a job. They have to be able to qualify for our mortgage, keeping their mortgage payment less than 30% of their gross income. And as I said, their mortgages right now are roughly between $900 and $950 a month. Then the third qualification for our homeowners is they must be willing to partner with us. This is a partnership. They come to our job site. They work, they swing hammers, they paint. They put their own, what we call, sweat equity into the house. They build their own house alongside of our volunteers and alongside of our paid labor. There's something about building your own house that brings a lot of pride into that work. And good, and especially if you're raising children. And so I don't know if you've raised children, but when I raised my boys, they were always breaking things in my house. And it was bad enough that I had to buy and pay for the house, but if you put your own work into it and you build your own house yourself, there's even more of a sense of pride that comes with that. So they've got to be willing to put 300 hours of sweat equity in. They undergo financial counseling because we're in this for the long term with them. We're trying to help them to learn how to budget and pay for their mortgages and do the financing part of it. And they've got to contribute $2,000 towards their closing costs, okay? We're building really good homes. These homes are award-winning. And I'm going to show you a few pictures in a moment of some of them. We're using something that is pretty unique to this area. I've yet to find another builder using this style of building in our whole community. I've yet to find one. It's called ICF construction. It is essentially the block walls are solid concrete exterior block walls with 8 inches of concrete. On the inside and the outside of those walls are 3 inches on each side, so 6 inches total of insulation. These houses are super insulated. They're extremely energy efficient. They're fortresses in storms. What we're finding is when a storm comes through, the neighbors all talk and they're like, "We're going to your house." And they do. They come to the Habitat houses that we're building now because these houses are little fortresses. They really are. We're building them with metal roofs from day one, and we're spray foam insulating their attics. So their utility bills are roughly around $60 a month for all of their electric utility bills, which is very affordable. The roofing is so important because what we're finding now is homeowners from 15 years ago, their homeowner insurance companies are showing up and knocking on their door and saying, "If you don't replace your roof, we're dropping your insurance." And they are. And then they got to go into the insurance pool and they go find that their insurance doubles and sometimes triples. So we've seen homeowners that were paying $1,500 a month in their homeowner's insurance. Now 15 years into their home, now they're paying $3,500 and approaching $4,000 a year for their homeowner's insurance for a house that's only 15 years old. And they're low income, so they don't have the means just to go and readily replace a roof to save money on their home insurance. So all of our new homes we're building with metal roofs now that are supposed to last 75 to 100 years, and they're super great in storms, and they're going to last a long time. So our idea is green construction, super energy efficient, low maintenance, because the siding is like indestructible siding that we put on the house. And so these homes are going to last a long time and not cost them a lot of money to maintain. So just as a recap, we're in the affordable home ownership lane. We don't do rentals, and we're looking at long-term permanent housing solutions for families that otherwise cannot buy their own home. Their homes are purchased at the full appraised value. This is important for us and the communities that we're building in as well, because we're not discounting these houses to lower than the surrounding community. We're maintaining home values in the community. In fact, some of our communities, I would dare say, we're raising the home values of the houses around them because our homes are becoming the best homes in those neighborhoods. And these homes are purchased by hardworking families. They all have jobs. They all are going to be paying property taxes. They pay their taxes in general. And as I said, this increases the appearance and conditions of neighborhoods. That's what our hope is long term as well. The need in our community is tremendous. We just opened up our phone lines to. It's all right. We just opened up our application process to accept new homeowners because we're expanding our ability. We're increasing our capacity to build more homes because the need is so great. In 1 week of our now that's interesting too. In 1 week of having our application process be open, we received 100 applicants for our home in 1 week. We had to close down our process we had to close down the open doors because we don't want to give people a false sense that they could get one of our homes anytime soon. So right now we're managing 100 potential applicants for our homes. Traditionally, historically, this Habitat affiliate has built 1 or 2 homes a year, and we're working to change that. In 2023, last year, we built 6 homes, which was a milestone for us. And this year, right now, as speaking today, we have 12 homes under construction right now. And our goal, not a goal, we're going to close on a minimum of 16 homes this year in 2024. So that's what we're working on doing. And we have a couple of big projects on the horizon that we are in engineering and the architectural phase of both of these projects right now. We own the land, and we're working on getting all the final approvals in place. One of them is in Palmetto on the left, 26 townhome community that we're working on going to be building. Each of those will be 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhomes with a 1-car garage internal and a 1-car in a parking spot outside. They'll be built with all the same standards as our normal homes, but on this plot of land, we're looking to get the maximum use out of the property. So there'll be 26 townhomes, and they will be more affordable than our single-family homes. And on the right, we have a piece of property in Bradenton in Oniko. Is that how you pronounce it, right? Yeah, and this is, we have 30, this is a subdivision that we own and that we're going to be building out. It's called Kings Cross Place. That's the road that it's on. And it's 30 3- and 4-bedroom single-family homes, all with a new design that we're designing with a 1-car garage. And all of those homes are our next project. So we have like over 50 homes for the next 2 to 3 years that we're looking to build out and not stretch it out over 10 years. The need now is great. And so I'm going to do everything I can do to help our organization build as many of those homes as fast as we can to get as many families in these homes as possible and as quickly as possible. So this is kind of one of the floor plans that we have. We do build very simple homes. They're about 1,400 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2 baths. This one does not have a garage. We've made a decision from now on to add a 1-car garage to all homes. And it's something that I feel is essential for many of our families, especially families with children. And that I think is just safer to have a garage. And these are just some of the pictures of the outside. You can see how we finish off the homes. They look very nice, in fact, in their communities, especially different colors than this one. But the metal roof is there, and our homeowners take great pride in their homes. I'm going to end one more why for us. This is another one of our homeowners, and her name is Ketty. So her story resonates with me because when in the early 1960s, my parents immigrated to America, and I was born a few years after, and my dad went to get a job coming from another country with only his high school diploma, and no college degree. He had to find a job, and he went to a factory, got a job working in a factory, and my mom stayed home and took care of myself and my brother, okay? And my dad went into what we would call today an entry-level job. And with his entry-level job in the factory, he was able to go out in the country. My mom and dad were able to drive out into the country and find a house for sale. And they were able to afford that house, to buy it. With what equivalent today would have been like an FHA loan with 3% down payment. And I think their interest rate was a gaudy 16% or something like that, right? Can you imagine that? But they, on his income alone, on an entry-level job as an immigrant to America, was able to buy a house that my parents still own to this day. They've owned it for 58 years. They've owned that house. And that's the house I was raised in. That's the house I played in the backyard. And it brought great sense of stability and safety to our family and to myself. And I remember the day as a little child, like 3 years old, running down the hallway, and they said, go pick out your bedroom. And I can remember running down the hallway and picking out the bedroom in the house. Now, when I go back and visit, the house is very small. It's only 1,000 square feet. When I was a kid, I thought it was a mansion, right? It was a very simple home, very safe place to live. And that's what they could do back then. One income, entry-level job, able to afford a house that you could live in the rest of your life with your family. That was the American dream. Ketty immigrated to America about 10 years ago. She's been working here ever since. Living in apartments, they're not the greatest places to live. Her dream was to be able to move her and her son into something that was safe, affordable, and decent. Without the work we do, I don't see how it can be possible for her. She can't live in this county and buy her own house. I just don't see how the numbers could ever possibly work. There's not a lender who would lend and give her a loan for a house. But she came to Habitat, and that's what we're going to do. We're putting her in her own 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with her son, and that's where she's going to live. And we're helping her realize the American dream for her family. So that's the work that we're doing, and I'll definitely would love to open it up if you have time for questions. Is that okay to do? So, yeah, if you have any questions. Yes?
What is the status of Poland Gardens?
Poland Gardens right now is under construction. We are actually doing 4 home dedications there today. And at 4:30 is the time. If you know where it is, you can come on out and see what our home dedication. We have 12 homes there under construction right now, and so we're moving right along on that project. Where is it? It's at Poland Gardens. It's 1032 32nd Avenue East. One in Samoset. Yes. Yep. Yes.
And on a side note, that was very easy, and I got a tax receipt. I'm just curious, is that still an option for people?
It is. All right, so it's a great question, and I really should have this as part of my talk, right? We have the #1 restore in the state of Florida. Have anybody been to a restore? Raise your hand. Okay. So Karen, stand up for a minute. This is Karen. Karen is our VP of Retail Operations. She's running that restore. Okay. And so we send trucks out to your house. We will go, and it's the #3 restore, freestanding restore in the country. It's something like 40,000 square feet of space. It's like we have the best. Okay. And so if you call us, you go on our website, you say, I got furniture, we will do our best to get out to you with a truck and some strong guys and pick it up. And what we do is we sell that and we turn the proceeds of that into helping us build more homes. So that's how that works for us. Yes. So thank you. Yep.
Do you have a minimum limit of which the new homeowners must stay in the home? I remember somebody who was a client of mine in Sarasota who had lived there X number of years.
Yeah.
Is that still the case?
We don't actually. So the only restriction we're putting on our new homeowners right now is that we maintain a right of first refusal. So if they want to sell their house, we're the one that can buy it back, the only one that can buy the house back from them. And right now we have 6 of those homes that we've currently purchased back. Then we rehab those homes and we sell them to a new homeowner who's willing to do all the things that I presented here. It keeps the house in affordable housing. And we buy it for them from them cash, and we buy it from them for the appraised value of the property. So we're not taking their equity, we're not putting any restrictions on how long they have to live there. Because for me, it's like owning a home is a path to rising out of long-term poverty. So we're not going to try to take that equity back from them and take it away from them. So we can make it work without doing that. Yes, so.
Where does the tenant, who do they pay? Are they taking a loan from you?
Yes, yes. So we give them the 0% 30-year mortgage. So what? Yep. And we service all those mortgages for the life of the mortgage. And what's nice is a homeowner gets in trouble, they get late on their payments. We haven't had a foreclosure in like 4 years. So they call us, and we're the ones that work with them. And we want to do everything we can do to have them be successful. So we can go above and beyond what maybe a traditional lender would do under those circumstances. Yes, sir.
I was just wondering about if you had any type of relationship with major developers. That's their business, and do any of them come in and say, okay, we will help you with this? Because it feels that you could also kind of be in competition with them, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they can also be co-workers and work with them.
Yeah. So we're trying to make connections with that, but we certainly are not much of a competition. Yeah. So we're in two totally different economic lanes, and none of our homeowners would ever qualify for one of their homes. So we're not, in it. Yeah.
Do they ever give any supplies or do anything to try to assist you with the goodwill that you provide?
Yeah, so we had one builder who would like to remain anonymous who donated that 30 lot parcel, 11 acres. The value is 2.4 million of property that undeveloped, and that was a donation to us. So, yes, yeah, yeah. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
So, of these houses that you're building, your standard thing, what is the actual cash input that Habitat puts into the house by the time it's completed and ready for them to move in?
So right now, this is not counting the land, okay? Just the cost of the house itself, like the bricks and sticks, as they say, right? We have to. It's costing us about $175,000 to build that house, okay? And then the land costs are extremely expensive. Buildable land is just, that's one of our greatest challenges, is to find land to build on that we can actually make the numbers work and stay alive, right? And so the infrastructure cost on that one piece of property on the right, putting in the road, the water, the sewer, and the train track, that right, is almost $4 million just to get the land ready to build on. So the cost, because of the margins that we're selling these homes at nonprofit and at low rates of lower costs, we are just trying to break even on all of our homes and pay our bills. So yep. Yes, way in the back.
I just wanted to say, I went to take stock in children in Manatee County, and one of our students, his mother is a upcoming home recipient of a Habitat home. So with the support of Habitat and Bradenton Kiwanis and his scholarship, their lives have totally changed. So
That's awesome. Thank you. That's a great story.
On the 30 single families, is it all the same design, or do you have multiple designs? And what about like the landscaping?
Yeah, so the designs will vary slightly. They're not all going to be exactly the same. And then what we've redesigned our homes to have a little bit more of a Key West cottage style front to them, because one of the things that I wanted to change was some of our homes had looked all the same, and they kind of were boxy, and if you drove by them, you might go, oh, well, there's a Habitat house, right? Well, we're not going to be like a Neil Builder, okay? But but on the other hand, we want to have them have a little bit of character to them, so that there's a sense of pride in home ownership as well. So yes.
Are there any studies on how many people would qualify for a Habitat home home under your criteria and how many homes you would have to build to fill the need?
So in 1 week, we had 100 applicants, right?
I mean, like in the county.
That's in the county, right? And so the need is so great that we haven't done a study to find out what the exact number was, and
100 all qualify?
they don't all qualify. But I've told people this, and this is just totally anecdotal. Like this is not a scientific thing. If we were building 100 of these homes a year, there would still be a great need in our community. We'd still have waiting lists, and that's what we're seeing with our community. So.
One more.
One more.
Do you guys partner up with MTC for like apprenticeship type?
I have met with a couple of the trade schools recently in the last 12 months, and we are trying to work out logistically how that exactly would work. They have a lot of hurdles with like if it's the teen age one, then they have hurdles with transportation and insurance that we couldn't really get over. But the adult trade school, we're trying to put together something where they possibly could come and build a home or work alongside of us. But so our mission is to bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope. So we are open and looking for partnerships, not just money or land, but if you have land or money, that would be really nice. But if you want to come out and swing a hammer, you want to do some paint, you want to help us at our restore, we could use all of you in some way or another. So thank you very much for letting me talk. I'll be around afterwards. If you have other questions, just come and find me, okay?
Hold on 1 second. And recognition for speaking with us today, you're getting our coveted golden Kiwanis Club ruler to measure your future success.
Thank you, sir.
Come over here with me. Thank you. Thanks, man. One last announcement. As most of you know, Steve Cox passed away recently. We have a card out on the greeting table. If you'd like to write a little note in it, we'd appreciate that. Join us next week. Hope you have a great week. Oh, one other thing, the playground ribbon cutting is again scheduled for April 24th. So be around for that. We have our board meeting in this room tomorrow at noon. All are welcome to join us if you'd like to come. And with that, we're adjourned. Thank you.